Hello my Stitchy friends, welcome back to my Flosstube channel, Kate B's Stitching, where we talk mostly about cross stitch and the occasional craft or two. This is Flosstube number 7. Welcome back everyone. It's so good to be back. I just wanted to give you a little warning. My son and his friends are next door in the other room playing video games and having fun. And so if we hear any noises or a little bit of hollering, that is them. And I haven't really heard very much, so I don't know if you'll hear anything. But just a warning that if we do hear anything, that's them. Anyways, it is so good to be back. Like I said, it's kind of funny. Last time it felt like such a long time between filming, and this time it felt like such a short time between filming that I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared to film. So, and all day Wednesday I was with my mom and my grandma, so I wasn't prepared to film on Thursday. And I usually film on Thursday and post on Friday morning, and so I'm a day late. Sorry about that. Not that that's a huge big deal for anyone or inconvenience for anybody. That's just an explanation of why I didn't post on Friday. Anyways, there you go. And also, if you've watched me at all, you've probably noticed that I occasionally look down and read my notes. And I don't really have the talent to wing it or be natural, well, supernatural in front of the camera. I have to write notes down on like a general idea of what I'm doing, what order I'm going to do it in, and it just helps me kind of remember what I'm doing. If any of you have watched my first Flosstube, I mentioned I had a brain hematoma and I had brain surgery. So sometimes I'm a little bit forgetful. And so anyways, that's why I write down stuff, so I'm not saying anyways like too often, and I can just look down, be reminded what I'm supposed to say or do, and I can move on quickly to the next item, and that just helps me. And so I just wanted to let you guys know that if I look down, that's what I'm doing, is just looking at my notes. And that is kind of what I grew up from when I was young. I was always like that. Actually, it was worse when I was young. When I went to church or to school, I actually had to write down everything word for word, and had to read it exactly word for word. As I've gotten older, I've been a little bit better at just having it, not word for word, which is really nice. I can just have like a general idea of what I need to say and do, and that's really nice. But it's still needed, unfortunately, because I just can't remember, and that's okay. I bet there's lots of people out there that have to do it, and that's just fine. Anyways, what I've been up to the last 2 weeks is, 2 of my nephews graduated within 3 days of each other. That was really fun, and not that graduations are super fun to sit through, but it's really cool to see my nephews graduate. My son is 17 and he'll be graduating next year, which I'm not too excited about, but it's just exciting to see these amazing young men grow up to be these amazing young men. And it's been fun. Anyways, we've been doing our California trip planning, which has been fun, and I'll talk about that a little bit later at the end. So if you don't want to listen to it, you don't have to. And then I went to my nephew's family's home housewarming party, which was a lot of fun. They have a beautiful new home. And then we went down south for dinner with my in-laws, with my brothers-in-laws and my sister-in-law and some of their children. And that was really fun. And my daughter and my her boyfriend came too, which sometimes they're not able to because they work. And so that was really nice to get to spend some time with them. And then Wednesday, the reason why I was so flustered about Flosstube is I took my grandma up north to a doctor's appointment, and then right after I went antiquing with my mom, and I got the best antique she bought me for a late birthday present, and I'll show you with my Happy Stitchy stash in that segment, and you guys are gonna love it. I'm so excited to show you. Anyways, and then let's get started with FFOs. And finishes too. But my first one I'm super excited about. I finished this last night because I really wanted to have a couple finishes. And so I'm like, you know what? I can whip that out really quick. And so this one is Seasons of the Heart. Summer. This is the summer one with Thy Needle and Thread. And it's kind of funny. Oh, first, the fabric is Artiste Rustico Natural 18 Count Aida, and I got it at Hobby Lobby. I've talked about it many times in previous finishes. And then I stuffed it with, what is it called? Polyfill. And then walnut shells. And so this is how it looks. The etching is, the ribbon is, I got it actually from an antique store. And here's the cute little bow, but I made it so I can take it out. It's just in there with a pin. And I like it either way. I can put it in the corner, which looks cute too. Or I can put it in the center, which looks really cute. And I love how the ribbon turned out. It looks a lot like Lady Dot Creates ribbon, the satin ribbon. It looks a lot like that, but this, I believe it's made out of binding, or binding, not binding tape. What is it called? Let me look. See, these are some more colors I got from there. Look at that red. Isn't that pretty? Bias tape. Oh no, it isn't bias tape. See, it is seam binding. So seam binding, it's just seam binding. And all you do is get it wet, crumple it up, and this is what the antique lady said she did. She got it wet, crumpled it up, and then put it on in the oven at a low temp. And she didn't say for how long, but I'm assuming not for very long. Maybe 15, 20 minutes. Just enough to dry it so it's crumbly. But beautiful, beautiful colors. Let's see. This is the blue I used, but the red would have looked really pretty. And I got all of these other colors at the antique store. And I just thought they were really, really pretty. Okay. Anyways, that's it on that one. And I used all the called for floss on that one. All right, I'm really, really excited for the next two. First, let me show you. This is the chart, Bumblebee Etchings by Heart and Hand. I used all the called for except for, instead of Old Hickory, Gentle Arts, Old Hickory, I used Gentle Arts Apple Cider. And instead of Week's Grits, I used Gentle Arts Oatmeal because it had a little bit of yellow in it. And it's not the finish of this. I ended up doing the Bumblebee, just the Bumblebee. So what I did is I used Fiber on a Wind Smoky Quartz 20 count Ada, but I did it 2 over 2. So I did 2 threads over 2 squares. And so it was about twice as large as the original. And then I did, what's her name? I can't remember her name. But the one that is going around her tutorial, I'll put it in my description. And I'll have Julio put it right here on the screen, whose tutorial it is, to do the finishing tutorial. And it turned out so cute. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Here's the back. But here is the front. I hope it's coming out well. And I made it so you can take off the ribbon, which is the same ribbon from the antique store. And here's the back. But the wings have a little tint of yellow in that Gentle Arts Oatmeal. And I think it turned out so cute. Kind of like one of those little animal crackers or stand-ups. And it just turned out so stinking cute. I love how it turned out with or without the ribbon. But I really do love how it turned out. I hope you do too. Now my next is not an FFO, it's a finish. Continuing with this, I ended up finishing the Bumblebee Etchings. Now this one, I used all the called for except for the same as the last one. But this is Vintage Country Mocha 18 count Ada. Let me see if I can get in here a little closer. I'm so excited that I finished this one. It turned out just as I had hoped. Just perfect. I love it and can't wait to frame it. I'm kind of hoping to find a black frame or maybe even a green frame. I think that would really make it pop. But it's just beautiful. I love how it turned out. And it's a good complementary piece to this. Look how cute these are together. Look at the difference in size. Isn't that just so cute? I just love how it turned out. So That's so cute. Anyways, I have been really happy with this. This is probably one of my favorite pieces that I've ever done. You know that I like these, and a lot of you like these too. We're into finishes. That Bumblebee Etchings was a finish. Let me put this down on the floor. All right. This one I only worked on, I think I only showed you once or maybe twice. But I was pretty excited to finish it. This is the 1995 Prairie Fairy. Sorry, it's in plastic. By the Prairie Schooler. And I used mushroom sand, 20 count Ada, and I used all the color for DMC. And it turned out so cute. The cute little fairy. Oh, did I lose the... She did have a needle in her hand. Or maybe I lost it. Huh. Maybe I forgot to put it in. But she's supposed to have a needle in her hand. Like the picture. I'll show you the picture again. See how she has a real needle in her hand. And I must have forgotten to put it back in her hand because I tried several needles. Come on. There we go. I'll be sure to put a needle in her hand before I do what I want with her. I don't think I'm going to make her into a pillow just because there will be a needle in her hand. So I'll try to figure out what I'm going to do with her just so if I do, whatever I do, she's not something that you'll poke yourself with because she will have that needle in her hand. But she turned out so cute. All the called for DMC on that one. So fun to do. It was a very simple, easy stitch. And there are more fairies in that particular series. So let's see what my next finish is. Oh yeah. No, this is right. Here, let me unzip it 3 times. Okay, this one I'm really excited for. So this is So Crafty by Tiny Modernist. And I'm going to put it to the side so I can show you it side by side. Okay. Look how cute it turned out. This is Vintage Country Mocha, 18 count Ada. And I used none of the called for. Oh, except for white. I did use white. But look how cute it turned out. I am so happy with it. It goes really well with my craft room. Just some fun colors. I'm not a big blue, like this color blue fan. I mean, it's fine. It's just not my color. And I think it turned out pretty cute. I used coral. You can't really tell that I changed the coral instead of pink. Well, maybe up here with this floss, you can tell more so. But I think it turned out pretty cute. If you'd like to know the color choices I used, you can look at my project card. Let's see. That's probably best. There you go. I really liked that one. And I'm so excited to do a circle finish. I think I will put it in a hoop of some sort, but maybe a vintage hoop. I do have some metal vintage hoops that I think would be really fun to put it in. Now this one you've seen several times because it's taken me forever to finish it for some crazy reason. But Souvenirs of the Heart, Star Spangled Banner by With Thy Needle and Thread. Ooh. There we go. And I'm so excited to tell you that I'm done. Doesn't that look so good? And I used Fabric Flare, Mushroom Slushy, 18 count Ada, and all the called for. And all the called for were fancy flosses. Ooh, there we go. Isn't it so cute? I love the yellow house. The flag is, of course, my favorite. And I can't wait to frame this. Usually I would do a pillow finish in this, but I think since this is my favorite, I'm going to put it in a frame. Just a small little frame. Love this one. So cute. And everyone who has been here before, thank you, by the way, returning people returning back to my Flosstube channel previously have seen my problems with that. I started with 28 count and I did it 1/1 because that's what is called for. 1/1. And it was very, very difficult for me because it was teeny tiny and I just was not used to that. And I think a lot of people didn't realize that it was called for 1/1. So I had to give it up and move on to the 18 count Ada and do it, well, still 1/1, but a larger count, thankfully. Oh, now I'm so excited to show you. I wanted to show you a bag that me and Kristen, my bestie, if you've been here before, you know my bestie Kristen, she and I made a bag. It's called the Sew Together Bag by So Demented. We purchased this off of Amazon, but you can also get it off Etsy. But if you buy it off Etsy, you have to print it. If you buy it off Amazon, it is already printed. And I will leave that link for you in the description. But it's about the same price. If you buy it off of Etsy or Amazon, the only difference is Amazon is printed, which is much better. But you do have to wait for it in the mail about 1 to 2 days. But it's definitely worth it that you don't have to use your ink, you don't have to use your printer. It's already like bound together. It's so much nicer. Anyways, we made this sew together bag like I showed you. It is so cute. We went to Pine Needles in South Jordan and we picked out some fun prints, some fun fabric. Each of us picked different things, and this is what I picked out. Is this pattern, And here's the binding color is orange. And then we just went to Hobby Lobby to get our zippers, but you'll never believe that in the inside is more zippers. Look at this. Look at this bag. Isn't this so fun? And then in there is another color. So I did all these different colors of fabrics, and we made these in like about 2 half days of hanging out. So like 1 day of hanging out, like if you combine it. And isn't that so cute? The directions are kind of confusing a little bit. So we also used a tutorial that's online in addition to the directions of this, because this is really nice to have along with the directions of the YouTube tutorial, which I'll add in the description too. But this turned out so cute. I'm going to use it for my sewing machine bag, so I can put anything that I need with my sewing machine when I leave, when I'm not at home with my sewing machine. So it turned out very cute. Has little handles. So cute. It's definitely not perfect. I am not perfect at binding. I've only done it like 2 times. And so I'm not very good at it. I'm not a seamstress at all. But if I can do it, you can do it. It is really fun. So it turned out cute. And I had so much fun making it. So if you have a friend to sew with, get the pattern, go and have fun and make it. Anyways, all right. I've talked enough about that. Let's see. Starts. Ooh, I made some starts. Well, did some starts. First one, Patriotic Quaker. Look how cute. I'm so excited to start this. And it's a very small start. Sorry to say. That's all I have. Just a little baby start. But hey, I'm pretty excited that I have a start on it. And I loved that I have a little bit of the house. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. Isn't that just cute? I'm so excited. I hope I get it finished before July. It's a cute one. So I love when these can lay flat inside your bag. I know these aren't the best bags, but I love when they can lay just flat and you don't have to roll them up or fold them up. So nice. And then this start, I'm so excited. This is another bag. Like, I've showed it before, but I want to show it again because it goes so well with my start on the inside. It's a Teresa Kogut Patriotic fabric. I don't think it's new. I think it's older, but I love it. It's so cute. And then this is my cute, what do you call it? Little zipper fob. Isn't it cute? Oh, you can't see this. This is yay. Oh. You can't see it. That's like the cutest part. There we go. Isn't that cute? I had someone comment to put it a little closer to the camera. Anyways, this is one of my favorite bags. I got it for my birthday from Kristen. Anyways. But this is my start from Hello America. It's In God We Trust. That's the one I'm started. It's not a huge start, but I think it's a good, it's not a horrible start. Let me fix this. All right. I have an iPad over here that lets me see when things are in front of the camera and I can't see the camera. So there we go. Sometimes it turns off. The app turns off and I have to just reconnect it. Anyways, that's my start. Part of the eagle. Very, very tiny. But hey, it's a start. Not too shabby. And of course, I roll up my start. Not everything is rolled up. It's either flat or rolled up. If it'll fit flat, I will put it in there flat. Which quite a few things fit flat. And then, this is my cute hen bag. This is, oh, I didn't even say what kind of fabric that was on. It is Live and Die LA Buttermilk 20 count Ada. And it's all the called for DMC and only one classic color work. What I'm working on now that is a new start. Oh no, we're on to whips. Sorry, whips. I didn't work on this too much, just a little bit, but I wanted to get some into it. Is the Summer Trio by With Thy Needle and Thread. I have Otis here, my dog. His name's Otis. Let's see. I got all of these in. I got these in. And I was hoping to get the green on these, but I didn't. I was just a little too slow. And these are some of the called for, but some of them not. So I'm going to show you my card. And here's my card that I used. I mixed some of them around so you can kind of see what I did by mixing them. If you can't see that, let me know. And if you want to see it, I can print it up and have it typed up on the screen next time. All right, my next one is Maggie May Animal Cracker from Stacy Nash. And she's coming along pretty good. I've taken her to some events. I took her to the graduations. I wasn't able to work on her very much, but I've taken her in the car several times, just working on her dress every time. And that's about as far as I've gotten on her. But I love her fur and how it turned out, that brown and gray. That's literally my favorite. I did finish her shoes. I did it in avocado. And I can show her card too. There's only two that are the called for, which are Putty and Confederate Gray. And then the rest are my own conversion. Let me know if you can see that okay. But I think by the next time I film, I should be done with her. And maybe I can have a finish. That would be wonderful. Because the finishes they didn't take very long. Oops, I'm going to put her completely away. The finish didn't take very long. Tiger Lily. She had a great tutorial. Now I remember. Yeah, Tiger Lily. She had a great tutorial. All right, one last one. And of course, it's my birthday, Sal. With Thy Hands, Teresa Kogut. And I'm using Vintage Country Mocha. This one's a big one. Vintage Country Mocha, 20 count Ada. So the 20 count Ada is quite a bit littler. It's been a little bit to get used to doing 20 count versus 18 count. I'm not sure if I love it, but I've been doing a lot more 20 count versus 18 count lately. And so, I mean, I have to get used to it because I have a lot of it. But I think I might go back to doing more 18 count than 20 count in the future. But I like the look of 20 count better. So we'll see. We'll see if I get used to the 20 count. Because I love the look of it. It's so pretty and little. And it's just more elegant, I think. I don't know. I just really like it. So in here I finished these little urns. I did these houses, and I did the hearts and ivy wreath. So that's what I've done since last time. And it's coming along pretty nicely. It is a lot more work on the 20 count. I'll tell you that. But it's worth it. It's worth every second. I love this one. It's definitely my favorite to work on. It's beautiful. Also, I want to know, is anyone doing this with me? If so, please put it down in the comments that you're doing it. And also on Instagram, you can put pictures on Instagram and put the hashtag Kate B Stitching Sal. And I'd love to post your pictures on Instagram and in my Flosstube too, and see your progress. So, or you can email me also at katebstitching@gmail.com, which is also in my description. So I would just like to see your progress, or just to know that you're stitching along with me. That's all. Anyways, next is my Happy Stitchy stash. After I put this away really quick. I don't have very much this week, which is kind of sad, but that's okay. We can't all have big weeks. I have one from Stitchery Express. It's this cute country cottage needleworks. It's the June monthly village. Isn't it cute? Look at the watermelons. Oh my goodness. It's like watermelon houses. So stinking cute. I'm excited. If I actually do it. But I have it. I have all the months except for February, I think. So now I've only done March, so I gotta get cracking on them. And then I went to Shepherd's Bush and I got My Garden House by Plum Street Samplers. And what I want to do is what they did, a straight one, and framed it instead of doing it like a drum. And I just want to do it straight like that. And instead of doing, there's a little dog, I want to just do another beehive. So that's what I want to do on that. Now, the antique store that my mom got my gift at, I want to show you what she got me. She got me this gumball machine. And it's not just a regular gumball machine. They filled it with all sorts of little trinkets, like sewing trinkets. And just all sorts of little odds and bits and bobs. And there's J&P coats. Floss is in there. I think that's what it's called. And DNC floss. There's even some baby shoes in there, which is a little odd, but there's a lot of buttons, and there's several spools in there, lots of ribbon, just some really cool little bobs, this little flower, there's some doilies in there, there's a pair of scissors, there's rick-rack, there's snaps, there's just a bunch of different things in here that make up what's in this really fun gumball machine. And it's just fun. It'll be fun accent to my craft room, and if I want to add to it, I can even just change out the stuff that's in it and make it more just a different colors. I do like the red in it, but yeah, I just thought it was a lot of fun. So yeah, kind of fun. Yeah. So it was a really fun antique store too. I had never been to it. They had several jars of different things like this. This was just the most unique one I found, and it was a good price, and I loved the things that were in it, and so I fell in love with it really quick. All right, what else? My plans. So I am going to continue doing my birthday sal for sure. I was supposed to do matter in hand. I am going to work on matter in hand. That should be on the top of my list. And so I'll be working on that. Hopefully I can get a little bit more done on the summer trio, and definitely get done with Maggie May. So those should be definitely my plans. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about my trip to California. Just a little bit. I had a couple people mention that they wanted to hear more about it. So we're going to California on a road trip with my brother and my sister-in-law and her two boys. And it's just going to be me and my husband and my son. And all of the boys are around the same age. Oops, sorry, that was my alarm. And we're going to go down well, not down, I guess across, and see the redwoods and San Francisco mainly. But along the way, we're going to be seeing all these different things. So we're going to be seeing like a ghost town. We're going to go see Hellgate jet boat, which is a jet boat that's on the river, which is really fun. You should look it up. And then we're going to see a lighthouse. We're going to go on beach trails and lookouts and hikes, which should be a lot of fun all over the place, because we're going to go down the coast all the way down from the redwoods, Muir Woods, and see, and then San Francisco, and then to San Francisco, and then back home. And we're just going to see a bunch of stuff on the coast. And we're going to go to fun hotels, restaurants. We're going to go see like all different kinds of beaches, some tide pools. We're going to go to this place called the Tree of Mystery in Klamath. We're going to go, of course, to the Redwoods and Muir Woods, like I said. We're going to go to the Fort Bragg's Glass Beach and Bowling Ball Beach. Then down from all of that, I mean, we're going to hit some other stuff too, like quite a few other things. Those are just some of the stuff that I mentioned. And then we're going to go down to San Francisco, where we'll go to Japanese Tea Garden, all the different piers. We're going to go on a Golden Gate Bay cruise, Chinatown, so many restaurants. That's just a few of the things that we're going to be doing. And if you have any suggestions, put them down in the comments. But we have a packed agenda. My sister-in-law has written out day by day, and she's amazing. We have it all planned out, and we're so excited to go. We're going next week, and we couldn't be more excited. So that's our plans on our summer vacay with our family. And then I think that's about it. All right. Well, you guys take care, and we'll see you soon. Love you.